Amita, I have Dr. Subramanian Swamy joining us on the broadcast this Monday morning. Dr. Swamy, good morning. Mr. Sharad Pawar feels Mandir will not eradicate COVID. What's your response to him? This is over the Prime Minister's visit for the foundation laying ceremony. Would you want to respond to that, Dr. Swamy?
Of course. It's ridiculous. There was one of your channel anchors, not your channel, another channel, who said that building a hospital is better than building a Ram Mandir. And I told him, yes, maybe we need some more mental hospitals for people to speak like that. The same way, see, you can't compare two alternatives which are not equal in its application. In the old days when we used to build steel plants, people used to say building steel plants is not as good as feeding the people of India. There are so many poor people below the poverty line. So the same way, or somebody might say that building roads in India is better than spending money catching Dawood Ibrahim. So these are ridiculous alternatives. We can have both, fight COVID-19 and as well as inaugurate the Ram Temple. I don't understand how Mr. Pawar, in company of the Congress, started losing his mental faculties or what? How can he possibly in this country compare fighting COVID with the project to build a Ram Temple after all this struggle of 500 years? I think he should apologize to the people of India. Leave alone, the Prime Minister won't care what he says, but to the people of India whose feeling has been hurt, he must apologize in making such a ridiculous comparison. He could have said that something differently, that build a Ram temple, but also build a Kashi Vishwanath temple. That kind of thing one can understand. There are two comparable alternatives. But where the alternatives are not comparable at all, how can you say that one is better than the other?
Dr. Swamy, interestingly, the Shiv Sena, of course, which is in a very tough position this morning as I ask you this question, has refused to comment on what Sharad Pawar has said. Because you see, the Chief Minister of Maharashtra, Uddhav Thackeray, likes to take chartered flights and go to Ayodhya with his family, MLAs, MPs, whenever possible. But he's in a very tough spot.
Well, I mean, he doesn't have to comment on everything because he's, after all, Chief Minister. And he has to be, we gain nothing or lose nothing by his not speaking or not speaking. We know his views. We know where his heart is. So it's better that people whom he's addressing, after all, Sharad Pawar is not addressing the Chief Minister. He is addressing the BJP, saying that, the Prime Minister going to inaugurate is a worse alternative than looking after COVID-19. So it is BJP to respond. And we have responded saying that either you apologize or we'll think that you're losing your balance.
On the issue of Ram Mandir itself, Dr. Swamy, I'd like to ask you the question, because it's gone on for years and we've seen in the last few decades the kind of struggle, the kind of battles, the political battles, legal battles, and finally it's all unfolding on the ground. It's only about laying the foundation stone. The politics, of course, is unwarranted. But do you see another attempt? Because on one hand, Dr. Swamy, a lot of people will say that finally the Mandir issue has been settled and the Mandir is being constructed. But some may try to sort of keep the politics of it alive with such comments. Would you say that?
No, it can't be kept alive. You can only keep something alive when you can strike roots. Here, they are actually, NCP and the Congress, they are harming themselves. And these kinds of comments used to earlier come on from Manishankar Iyer. Now he seems to have gone silent. So I think Sharad Pawar wants to fill in the vacuum. But as far as we are concerned, there is none whatsoever. There is rejoicing in the country. And you will find this year, Diwali will be celebrated with much greater gusto, no matter how bad the economic situation is. People will put aside their necessaries, and go and celebrate and go and visit the temple. This country is made of that stuff. These are foundations. These are all real people who we consider as God, who came here to save the country. Ramchandra ji took an avatar of Vishnu, so did Krishna, and Shiva, of course, manifested himself in many places, including in Jyotirlings, in 12 Jyotirlings around the country. So therefore, this country is 82% Hindu. I would say that Sharad Pawar has hurt the sentiments of the Hindus by putting in this cheap alternative. If he had put it in a different way, he could have got away with it. For instance, you would say that why not wait till Kashi Vishwanath temple is also built, or Mathura Krishna temple is built, or something like that. It may be seen ridiculous, but it won't be objectionable. It won't hurt the sentiments of the people.
Yeah. And on the progress of the Ram Mandir itself, if I can get a comment from you on that, Dr. Swamy?
There's nothing to stop it now. I think it will be in 2 years' time. We would have Ram Mandir. And it's a great struggle. Prime Minister is going there as Prime Minister. But to those of us who have worked and slogged hard to get this thing to be finally settled, I also congratulate in this occasion the Muslim community, which has accepted the Supreme Court judgment and has controlled all its ultra, violent groups from getting any traction. And so this whole country is rejoicing. I must tell you, a Muslim poet by name Iqbal was the most famous poet of theirs, who wrote "Sare Jahan se Acha Hindustan Hamara." He said the Ram is Imam-e-Hind. That is, he is the god of the country. So, or rather, the highest priest of the country. So, I think nobody objects to Rama. In fact, the serial Ramayana, the script was written by a Muslim, and you will see in the credits that flow when the Ramayana is shown, how many Muslims have participated in it. There is no. People think of Rama as a moral person who sacrificed so much for values, and they look at it that way. They don't look at it in a religious way. So this is a time to celebrate and not to throw nimbu pani in a jar of milk.
Okay. I think my colleague Amita has a question for you, Dr. Swamy. Amita, yes, go ahead.
Yes, Dr. Swamy, last question to you, sir, because your overall point of view on the Prime Minister himself being invited to this Bhumi Pujan ceremony to begin the construction of the Grand Temple, and what are your thoughts on the proposed plan also that have been set up when it comes to the height that we are getting to know that will be increased and more domes that will be added, and we're looking at a grand structure that will be constructed. However, it has been delayed because of the pandemic, sir.
But see, when the Vishwa Hindu Parishad was in this agitational mode, people used to ask, what will Ram Temple look like? And so Ashok Singhal, with a lot of the sadhus like Swami Chinmayananda and the Shankaracharya of Kanchi, etc., he got a model made. And Ashok Singhal, of course, his great disappointment was that he said he would not see it through. That's why he handed it the legal aspects all to me, as he did in the case of Ram Setu. So there's a lot of feeling of great pride, and these decisions to raise heights or the number of domes, etc. These have been taken by that committee which was set up on the direction of the Supreme Court, and there is no dispute on it.
Okay. Dr. Swamy, very interesting times. August 5th is when the Prime Minister visits Ayodhya for the foundation laying ceremony. I look forward to speaking to you in the course of the next few days. It's going to be very, very interesting in the build-up. Thank you, Dr. Swamy, for spending time and speaking to Republic TV this morning. Handing it back to you for now, Amita.